If you had to marry the first person you slept with, how different would your life be? Fucking miserable. He became addicted to crack and then jumped off a building due to his mental health downfall. He was a really nice guy otherwise. So, I guess I'd be a widow? Wait, you mean you don't have to marry the first person you sleep with? Oh man. She is a librarian in Norway. I am a lawyer in America. One of our lives would be drastically different. Terrible. She recently reached out to me after 25 years because she wants to cheat on her husband. Exactly the same. I'll tell you in a few years' time. That was the plan. She was the only person to accept me for me. We could not have been happier together. Then, on December 2nd, 1987, she died in my arms. I don't have any memories of the next couple years. I somehow graduated college and have gone on to a fulfilling career. I didn't find another to love like I did her until 1999. She understands that there will always be a place in my heart where Kim lives on. This September will be our 22nd anniversary. R.I.P. Kimberly K. Speakman. You will always be loved. I actually did do that. Regret was the result. Given that the first woman I slept with is now a lesbian, I'd either be someone's beard or, more likely, still trying to recover from a divorce. Will he's a gay man and I'm a straight woman, so I'm not real sure how that would have played out. He was bi at the time. We were in high school in the early 90s. He was my first love, and even after we broke up, I'd often fantasized that we'd eventually reunite and get married someday. We're both married to other people now, and I am incredibly happy with my current partner of 18 years, but every once in a while, I still wonder how that would have worked out. I'd be miserable. He was such a jerk. I did marry the first man I slept with, my HS sweetheart. Life is good. I wouldn't have learned any of the life lesson I now know. Also, I was 14 and he's a POS and serial cheater. 20 years ago, a prostitute. I was 16 and she was like almost 30 for sure. I guess it would suck. I think he's a cult leader or in a cult or something so very, very different. Last time I tracked him down about 8 years ago, he was doing these classes on spiritual healing using chakras and shit. This is after he failed out of chiropractor school. Actually, I did. Divorced for years now, lol. I did exactly that. It was amazing. Until I found out she was cheating on me with at least 4 other men that I know of. It was probably more over the course of a couple years. She left me for one of them and I finally came to terms with it last year and have begun feeling happy on my own again. When it happens, I'll let you know, face with tears of joy. Mine was a rapist. So I'm guessing my life significantly worse. I did marry him. Been together 23 years, married almost 18, we have 3 teenage kids now. I wouldn't trade it for the world. Probably horrible. She was really hot, but I'd definitely be miserable. A terrible, horrible, no good, very bad time. I'd be in prison for murdering my mother-in-law. Scariest question ever asked. Don't you put the evilness into the world. OMG, I need to shower and pop about 50 Zoloft now. I'd be a widower. I guess I would be married. I'd be dead. I'd be single again. I'd be able to immigrate to Canada and get the hell out of Texas. Poverty, abuse. Not that I'm much better off, but at least I'm not tied to an abusive drug addict. I married the first person I slept with. We're divorced now, rolling on the floor laughing. I'd be straight, I guess. And definitely miserable. I'd be a single mother with my husband either in jail or dead. Currently child-free and happily engaged to someone I absolutely adore. I was friends with my ex for a long time, but he couldn't escape where all his friends ended up. She grew up to be a hardcore Bible thumper. No thank you. I just laughed out loud because I am a single and have never slept with anyone. Guess my BF is proposing. He got over that fear of commitment right quick. Nothing would change. I would have spent my life working a 50-hour week to take her all over Europe, not knowing she had 3 affairs every year at least. I did. We just celebrated our 50th wedding anniversary. I would be a widower. She was hit by a truck when she was 18 foot. Can I go back and not have sex? I didn't have sex until my wedding night. So the same? Oh, I did. And from the moment I said I do, I've regretted it for 9 years. My second marriage night and day. You have to swim through some shit puddles before you find paradise though. I was in a relationship with her for 2 years in high school and we were each other's first time at age 15. We separated for reasons out of our control but left things on good terms. We still connect occasionally and I'd be lying if I said I didn't still have some feelings. She's doing great in life. Has an undergrad in biochemistry, heading to medical school soon, and I'm so happy for her. But yeah, she's in a relationship now and even still, for those reasons out of our control, it would never work anyway. I did. I was my husband's first back when he was 15. We're both early 40s now and married. He seems to be happy about it. More than likely miserable. Probably not bad. I actually still happen to be in contact with her. We still chat from time to time and have met up and hit it off. I'm not vying for it by any means, but I wouldn't hate my life lol. Sometimes I thank God for unanswered prayers. The relationship was a constant battle, making up, but perhaps it would have gotten easier over the years. Just very happy with my wife now, where love is easy and natural. Awful. Just absolutely awful. That said, I hope she's a better person now. Well, she became a he a few years after we slept together, so it wouldn't have worked out in the end. If she would have kept our child, that child would be 12 YO today. I'm happy I don't have kids. Kids are wonderful to have but way too expensive and time-consuming. Since I did, it would be the same and divorced from her. I'd be a millionaire, but I'd have HIV. No thanks. Smelly. She was pungent down there. I'd be collecting money from sold records and copyrighted songs, because he died. Probably way more suburban. He was expelled from college on academic grounds because he smoked weed constantly and didn't go to class. I would be taking care of a man-child. Thankfully I'm now with a guy who is my equal. Well, she once pulled a knife on me and later lied about being pregnant and having a miscarriage, so not great. I would not be a happy camper. 30 years later and that person is struggling with a crack addiction. Considering that he raped me while I was supposed to be protected in a DV shelter, I'd probably be as brainwashed as my mother with 8 kids. It wouldn't, I did marry him. I'm now happily divorced and even more happily remarried. Absolute nightmare scenario. I would be married to a gay man and he'd be married to a lesbian, so, pretty different. Rolling on the floor laughing, rolling on the floor laughing, rolling on the floor laughing. Life would be miserable. Sex would have been great, she basically was a maniac in the sheet. Well, I'd know his last name at least. I'd still be single at 30, ha ha ha, fuck my